Hello everyone, it's Lizzie and welcome to my channel. So today we are going to be doing a review of the Kayali Yum Pistachio Gelato fragrance. That was a mouthful. But before I get into this video, if you're new to my channel, hi. I have a ton of fragrance related video which is curated in a playlist called The Fragrance Space, so definitely check that out if you're interested in seeing any fragrances that I have reviewed. If there's any fragrances that you want me to review or do a fragrance battle with, definitely let me know in the comment section and I will definitely get round to doing so. But let's just not waste any time and get straight into this review. So the Yum Pistachio Gelato, this was a blind buy. I purchased it online, and as you can see I bought the mini travel size because I don't like to purchase really big bottles if I haven't smelt it in person, and I'm glad that I did not buy the big bottle of this. But let's just get straight into the notes. So the top notes are Italian bergamot, pistachio gelato, hazelnut, sweet rum and cardamom. The middle notes are geranium, white peony, jasmine, raspberry, white peach and pear. And the base notes are whipped cream, marshmallows, cotton candy, Turkish delight, cocoa, cedarwood, sandalwood and tonka. The main accords are vanilla, nutty and powdery. So from those notes, I thought this was going to be a beautiful pistachio gelato, sweet, vanilla-y, a little bit powdery, but very much a sweet delicacy. And I didn't get that. I didn't get it at all. So it's described as a delicious explosion of irresistible edible notes, including pistachio, whipped cream, roasted hazelnuts, and sweet rum. It's described as a truly yummy fragrance that charms with an unforgettable, intense, gourmand scent that will trail and have you smelling good. So when I read these notes, like I said, I thought it was going to be a very sweet scent, and unfortunately that's not what I got. So in the opening, I didn't get any sweet notes at all. For me, it was kind of clean and synthetic, with hints of whipped cream and a little bit of vanilla, which I did enjoy, but I feel like for the most part I got clean and synthetic. I didn't get any sweetness, I didn't get any nuttiness from the pistachio at all. And it's really surprising because when you name a fragrance called pistachio, you would assume it would have like a nutty essence to it, but for me personally, I didn't get that at all. And I feel like the pistachio is very mildly detectable, if that. Like when I initially sprayed this, I was like, girl, where is the pistachio? It felt like there was none whatsoever, which is quite disappointing because that's not what the name suggests. So in my opinion, the initial opening, you don't get any nuttiness, you don't get any pistachio. It's more so clean synthetic with a little bit of like whipped cream sweetness that you can smell, that starts to come through. I definitely feel like the other notes in the fragrance probably dominate the pistachio. Personally, I've never had a fragrance that has pistachio in it, so I'm not really sure what to compare it to, but it seems from my opinion that a lot of the other notes overpower it, and that's probably why I can't really smell it as much. So once the fragrance dies down, I predominantly get sweetness from the marshmallows, and then elements of the woody notes, which I do think is quite nice. Again, it's not very nutty in my opinion. I definitely prefer the dry down over the opening. The opening is a bit confusing. I'm like, girl, are you trying to be clean, or are you trying to be sweet, or are you trying to be nutty? It's like she doesn't really know where to go, and so I didn't really love the opening. But however, I do think that personally the dry down is a lot nicer than the opening spray, where you can start to smell some of the sweetness, you start to smell some of that gelato, and it just makes me think of like summer ice cream, just being on a beach somewhere, in a warm like tropical country, which is exactly where I need to be right now. But I definitely prefer the dry down over the initial spray. What I will say about this fragrance is that there's not many layers to it. It's not very deep. It's not very, it's not going to transform your life. It's definitely greater for the warmer months, but it's not anything that I would say has any wow factor to it. I definitely say it's geared towards personally a younger audience, because there really isn't much depth to it, to be honest. It's not very many layers to it. However, if you like, fresh, clean, with some sweetness, then this is definitely a fragrance that you would enjoy. The longevity of this fragrance is, in my opinion, probably the poorest of the Kayali line from the ones that I have tried. It lasts about 2 to 3 hours on me, and I noticed from the initial spray that this wasn't going to last, because it's a very light and airy fragrance, and I don't think it was, in my opinion, made to last like hours on end in comparison to, for example, Vanilla 24, I believe, and the Sugar Royal Vanilla. I don't know if I'm butchering the names, I can't remember from the top of my head, but those are like more richer, deeper, spicy, sweet, whereas this is very much like flat, and it's not very deep at all. It's very light, it's very fresh, it's very non-offensive. I would say the sillage doesn't project at all. On me personally, I wore it on my skin and on my clothes, and I'd probably say it lasts a bit longer on the clothes, but on my skin I pretty much couldn't smell it after like 2.5 hours, and that's not something that I particularly like, because I want obviously my fragrances to last. Now, would I recommend, if you're looking for a nutty pistachio vanilla-y sweet scent, this is not it, because in my opinion it doesn't smell like half of the notes that are in here. But if you're looking for something light, something fresh, something clean with some added slight sweetness, with the dry down of like whipped cream and ice cream, then that's definitely something that you would like. But I would say the sweetness is not very overpowering. It's not like sickly sweet, because I have a lot of fragrances that I've probably reviewed on this channel that are sickly sweet. This isn't that. I think it adds the right amount of sweetness with the right amount of freshness combined together, but I wouldn't say it's very nutty in my opinion, nor would I say it's very powdery either. It's very interesting how they came up with this name, because the packaging suggests otherwise, but I digress. It doesn't even matter. Personally, would I recommend, if you like I said, clean, sweet, fresh, then you definitely enjoy it. However, if you're looking for something nutty, this is not it. I'd definitely say this is not like a statement fragrance, which is probably why I'm not a huge fan of it, because I do like loud fragrances. I like other people to smell my fragrances. I feel like for spending money, you want it to project. You want people to be like, hey, what are you wearing? Whereas this, I don't feel like I'm going to get that unless maybe I give like if I give a hug or something like that. But personally, I would not repurchase this. I'll definitely use it and finish it, but it's not a perfume that I personally would say is on my top 10 list. It's probably on my top 50. But it's definitely not a fragrance that I would particularly gravitate towards. Yeah, very clean. It is nice. It's not terrible, but I don't know. I think I expected something otherwise. But that's my thoughts on the Kayali Yum Pistachio Gelato. Let me know your thoughts. Have you tried it? Do you disagree? Do you agree? Let me know your thoughts. Let's have a discussion on this fragrance. Like I said, I don't hate it, but I think she has other fragrances that are, in my opinion, better than this. But if you're looking for something fresh, something clean, something sweet, ice cream gelato, warm summer type of fragrance, then she's your girl. But for me, I'd probably pass on this one. But that's all for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, all the information in regards to the fragrance, the price point, which I didn't mention because I actually don't have it on me, but I will have everything in the description box down below or on the screen somewhere, so you can have information as to where you can purchase this fragrance. But thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys.